Tonight on News Center, Cal U students gear up to give back at the big event. Hikers and dog lovers may be thinking the winter temps put a dent in this year's tick population, but think again, the ticks are back. And a chapel more than a century old will be getting a facelift. Next on News Center.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CUTV News Center. I'm Danny Beck.
And I'm Mari Boyle.
3 men are charged following a reported riot in California Borough. Police arrested Marcel Harrison, Kerry Martin Jr., and Lester McGriff. Police say that they were called for reports of a fight that involved a gun at Todd's Beer Distributor on 3rd Street on Tuesday morning. Witnesses directed officers to a vehicle parked near a playground. When officers arrived, they said the suspects told police that other people involved ran off. Officers also found a stolen gun in their vehicle. The suspects denied that the handgun belonged to them, but all 3 men faced a preliminary hearing in the riot case on April 23rd in Washington County.
A Marietta man accused of robbing a bank in Bentleyville will face a trial. Following a preliminary hearing on Wednesday, 30-year-old Glenn Allen Flory was bound over for court for multiple charges, including robbery, reckless endangerment, and terroristic threats. Flory is accused of robbing the CFS Bank on Main Street on March 15th. Authorities say Flory went up to the teller and asked her for a deposit slip and wrote a note demanding money. Flory then reportedly signed his own name to the note. He left the bank with $1,300 and was later identified from his signature and through video surveillance. Police tracked him down and arrested him in a parking garage at the Meadows Casino in North Strabane Township.
Professor Emeritus Robert Dickie, longtime member and chair of the Special Education Department, passed away in January of this year. To remember his legacy at Cal U, friends, family, and colleagues gathered for a memorial service at the chapel in Old Main this past weekend. As part of the event, memories and stories were shared, highlighting his time in the classroom as well as in the community. At the end of the service, members of the Special Education Department presented Mr. Dickie's widow with a plaque to hang in the Keystone Education Building. From everyone here at CUTV, our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Mr. Dickie.
More than 400 students volunteered for Cal U's big event on Saturday. The annual event is a way for the university to give back to the community. I had the opportunity to organize the event this year, and here's a story we produced through our partners at the Cal Times newspaper. So we're here for the big event, and that's Cal U's annual community service project, and it's really our way of saying thank you to our town for hosting us, for welcoming us into our community, and it's our way of giving back to them and helping them out with some yard work, weeding, painting, really anything they need. That's what they're here to do.
So I'm the site supervisor. Behind me is the brothers of AKL. We're at Mechanic Park.
Cleaning up out here, picking up garbage, taking some weeds out, planting some new grass, and just having a good time, honestly.
Yeah, we love doing this. We love having a chance to give back to the community. You know, we all consider Cal U our second home, so the fact that we get to make our second home that much better, you know, it really means a lot to us.
Alumni Relations has partnered with student government to be here and support our future alumni and alumni that came back to help and participate today.
We came back to help out. We have 3 children that have gone through Cal. My wife and I are both alumni, and we always enjoy coming back to Cal U and helping out.
I think it's important to bond as a family and also to give back to the community.
We really invite all clubs and students to get involved in this day. Signed up, we had over 350 students, and I'm sure here today we have a lot more filtering through.
You know, set an example for people, you know, and you know, just give back. Nothing wrong with that.
It's been extremely rewarding and definitely one of the best things I've gotten to do here at Cal. Cal U Student Government Association and the University Center for Volunteer Programs and Service Learning have been teaming up since 2007 to encourage student volunteers to lend a helping hand around California Borough. The roads could be getting safer due to the introduction of ride-sharing apps. Police in Mount Lebanon told news outlets recently that arrests for driving under the influence dropped from 118 in 2014 to just 57 last year. Officials say it's not because of a lack of enforcement. They say the dramatic rise in ride-sharing services such as Lyft and Uber are providing a safe alternative for those who may have had too much to drink. Other suburban police departments say they're seeing similar reductions in DUIs in recent years. Uber recently formed a partnership with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Their message to the public is that a designated driver is always available.
A Walgreens robbed in broad daylight. Uniontown police say that they are looking for a man that robbed a Walgreens on West Main Street on Wednesday. Police say a man told the clerk he had a gun and asked for money and cigarettes. They described the robbery as odd because of the location, high traffic area, and timing. Although it was daylight and many people were in the store, he said the man did not attract attention to himself despite wearing a bright pink shirt, glasses, and a black beanie. They believe he walked to a home or a getaway vehicle toward North Mount Vernon Avenue. Anyone asked with information is asked to call 911 or Fayette County Crime Stoppers. The mother of a Uniontown area school district student who was charged with threatening to kill classmates earlier this year has reached an agreement with prosecutors. 45-year-old Lenora Hendricks of Farmington has agreed to be placed on the Accelerated Rehabilitative Disposition Program. Fayette County court officials say the charges against Hendricks for supplying a gun to her teenage son have been dropped from a felony to a misdemeanor. Under the terms of the ARD agreement, Hendricks does not necessarily admit guilt, but she will perform community service. Hendricks' criminal record could be wiped out if the program is completed.
Texas Roadhouse is coming to Uniontown. The Fayette County Planning Commission has approved building the restaurant near the Uniontown Mall by the Hampton Inn. Fayette County commissioners say that the groundwork for this plan started about a year ago. According to a report, the Texas Roadhouse restaurant is set to be completed before the start of the winter season later this year. The businessman working with the county to move the restaurant forward also said that he is leasing out space on the Mount Macrina side of the Hampton Inn, where an Aldi grocery store is set to be built sometime in the future. He reportedly also has plans for the old Ford garage lot beside the property, but declined to disclose those details. Plans to restore a historic chapel in Monongahela are progressing. The group has been raising money to restore the 124-year-old crumbling chapel of the Monongahela Cemetery. The group set a goal of raising $150,000 10 months ago, and so far have raised nearly $68,000. They are halfway towards their fundraising goals. Remodeling plans include restoring the bricked-up fireplace, stained glass windows, oak floors, restoring the roof, and putting the pocket doors back into use. Monongahela Cemetery is an expansive property with 172 acres off Route 88 near Monongahela Valley Country Club. Only 80 acres have been developed. There are 35,875 people interred there, the equivalent of a Pirates sellout at PNC Park.
If you thought the long winter weather would put a dent in this year's tick population, I'm afraid you're going to have to think again. Researchers say most ticks survive the freezing temperatures due to insulation from leaf cover and snow. They say the tick population would have decreased if there were dry conditions. Higher number of ticks means increased risk of disease. Health officials are already urging anyone spending time outdoors to take precautions. They say the number of Lyme disease cases increased nearly 30% from a decade ago.
Grab your hook and a box of night crawlers. The Pike Run Youth Fishing Festival is set for April 21st. California University and members of the community are hosting the event on Saturday at Rotary Park. The group will stock the stream with nearly 600 trout. The event is free and open to boys and girls ages 15 and younger, but a parent or guardian must accompany children younger than 13. Expert fishing guides will be on hand to answer questions or help young anglers learn how to catch trout. Vendors will sell bait, tackle, food, and beverages at the festival, which closes with a weigh-in, prizes, and awarding of trophies. Registration for the festival begins at 7 a.m.
If you're looking to shed those winter blues, next Thursday, April 26th at the s.a.i. Farmhouse will be the Student Body Backyard Bash. As part of the bash, the disc golf course is being reconfigured to make it playable year-round. But that is not the fun during the bash. Along with a disc golf tournament, there will be free food, free shirts to tie-dye, s'more station, volleyball tournaments, giant Jenga, and much more. If you don't have a car on campus, the Vulcan Flyers will be providing transportation, and the early weather forecast has it being low 70s and sunny. Mari, just touching on that backyard bash a little bit more, it's going to be a great event. I went up there not that long ago to get that footage that you saw on your screen there, and just the golf course looks cool, the disc golf course. I didn't realize, I haven't been up there to that, I guess, pavilion up there, but there's so much space up there, and they can really bring out a good crowd.
Yeah, the s.a.i. farm is truly a beautiful facility, so it's going to be definitely amazing towards the end of the semester when things start to get stressful to just take a break, hang out with your peers and university community, and just enjoy that amazing space and facility.
Yeah, and there's permanent cornhole things in there too, I guess boards, horseshoes. I mean, they're talking about the volleyball tournament, s'mores even.
Giant Jenga,
exactly.
that's going to be fun.
Should draw some people out without a doubt. Well, thank you. And after the break, Stephen Ruffing takes us on a trip around the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you!
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back to CUTV News Center. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your latest in entertainment. Our campus radio station, WCAL, has tons of talented DJs. CUTV reporter Zoe Webster won't stop until she meets them all. She shows us who's on the dial for this week.
Hi, my name is Zoe Webster, and this week on the dial we will be interviewing our program director, Eddie Kuntz. Tell us what your DJ name is.
It is Just Ed, which was given to me by old DJ Steve Maggio, because just mid first show that I went to train on, I said, oh, no, my name's Just Ed, and then it stuck.
What's your major here?
I'm a commercial music tech major.
Did that have any influence on why you decided to join the station?
At the time, during my freshman year, I didn't really get a chance to go into the studio, and I didn't really get to until my sophomore year. So I wanted to have a chance to be on the board, be able to play music, edit things, and this was the best shot for that.
Gotcha. And how were you actually introduced to the station then?
Steve Maggio, during a remote, told me to come down to his show and train, and it just stuck ever since.
Awesome. Do you have any shows currently?
Yes, I do. I have one on Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. It's called Just Ed with Just Pop Punk, and I co-host the alternative option from 6 to 8 on Tuesdays.
What is your favorite memory from being in the station?
It would be during my freshman year, during Long Island Iced Steve, whenever kombucha was brought down and we were forced to drink it as part of the kombucha trials, and we suffered more than anyone should ever suffer in their life.
I didn't suffer. I like kombucha. In there.
What's wrong with you?
Well, thank you for talking with us today.
Yep.
For CUTV News Center, this has been Zoe Webster on the dial.
Once again, a group of WCAL's DJs locked themselves in the studio for more than 2 days, but it was all for a good cause.
This past weekend, 6 DJs were locked in the WCAL radio station for 48 hours for their annual philanthropic event, Locked In for a Cause, benefiting Ronald McDonald House Charities of Pittsburgh and Morgantown. To prepare for the event, DJs set up speakers around campus and played music to advertise the charity to potential patrons such as students and faculty. The DJs went into the weekend with about $300 already raised and added on almost $2,000 during the lock-in itself on air. They also reached out to family members for help during their time in the station. During the lock-in, DJs played a constant stream of music and advertised to listeners to donate. What's the incentive for DJs to raise money? If they raise $500, they're bailed out. And for the first time in WCAL history, not 1 but 2 DJs were bailed out of this year's lock-in. We are proud to announce that we raised over $2,000 to benefit this year's charity, Ronald McDonald House Charities of Pittsburgh and Morgantown.
SAB's big announcement was dropped last week to the students, and rapper B.o.B will be coming to Cal U.
So s.a.i has brought B.o.B to Cal this spring semester. His show will be on Monday, April 23rd, starting at 8 p.m. in the Convocation Center. Tickets are only $5 for students, and they can get 2 per Cal card down at the Natalie Info Desk, and doors will open at 7 p.m. Well, this is a really big event for us because this is one of the largest shows that we brought to Cal, so it's exciting to be able to completely run it all by students. So we get to take it from the very beginning with the contract, take apart the contract, get all the hospitality needs, set up all the technology needs with the sound and the different staging equipment, and pretty much just put this entire thing together from start to finish with marketing and then day of event and operations. So it's a great resume builder and a big opportunity for the students involved with this. This is a huge event for us to put on, and if students want to see more events like this in the future, then they should make sure that they grab their ticket and go enjoy the show, because not only is it going to just be a super fun night with a great almost free show, but it's going to open up more doors for students in the future if we can make this a success.
As the end of the semester approaches, so does Funny Freaking Friday. The Student Activities Board will be ending the comedy event on a high note. On May 4th, comedian Corey Rodriguez takes the stage in Vulcan Theater. Rodriguez is a college, club, and corporate performer who works the audience with his own personal stories, as well as stories about the lives around him. The final event will be 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. End your semester with the funniest Freaking Friday that you have ever had. And to round out entertainment for this week, we have 12 Strong in the Vulcan Theater. In the wake of September 11th, Captain Mitch Neslin leads a U.S. Special Forces team into Afghanistan for an extremely dangerous mission. Once there, the soldiers develop an uneasy partnership with the Northern Alliance to take down the Taliban and its al-Qaeda allies. Outgunned and outnumbered, Nelson and his forces face overwhelming odds in a fight against a ruthless enemy that takes no prisoners. Showtimes are 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 11 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 4 p.m., 7 p.m., and 11 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. B.o.B. What a huge event. One of the biggest that Cal has had. Like I said in the last one, you have the likes of Jesse McCartney, Dave Collier coming now. B.o.B. What a huge event that s.a.i is bringing to us.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a great opportunity for the students and Student Activities Board to get to work with such a well-known and popular performer. It's a great opportunity for the Cal U community to see such a amazing performer at such a cheap price. So I'm really excited that they're bringing B.o.B here.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, we were talking about it the last news center, and just talking about who he's really joining. I mean, you just rattled off a few, but yeah, he's probably the biggest that we've been here at least. Yeah. So it's a great opportunity and great concert too. I'm hoping for a great concert.
I'm excited.
Yeah. It'll be a fun one. We'll try to get as much coverage as possible for you. Of course, this is going to be the last news center, but just keep an eye out for anything. You know, the event is Monday, and the tickets are cheap, $5.
$5,
Unbelievable.
And they just open it, I think, to faculty and staff too,
faculty and staff
for $10. So it's another ad that we can push out there.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one.
Yes, it definitely will. Well, thank you, Steve. When we come back after the break, Colin Kirkwood has your sports report. Stay tuned.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
A few reminders when attending the B.o.B concert. No bags larger than an index card. No outside food or beverages. No liquids. No illegal substances. No weapons. No photography or video equipment. You must have a ticket to get into the show. All people and items are subject to search.
Welcome back to CUTV News Center. I'm Colin Kirkwood with your sports report. If you haven't seen already, CUTV has done a preview for the NHL playoffs. This inspired CUTV reporter Devin Jarina to do his own preview of the NBA playoffs. So, without further ado, I'll turn it over to him.
Thank you, Colin. Last week, CUTV had their annual Stanley Cup preview show. I just wanted to show some love to another sport that's in the postseason, which is the NBA. The NBA has been full of surprises this year, and the playoffs will not be any different. I will be discussing who I think will make the conference finals and who will be the finals MVP and the Rookie of the Year. This year's matchups are all going to have interesting outcomes. After watching the first game of each series this weekend, the teams I think will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals will be the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Philadelphia 76ers. LeBron is a big factor that the Cavs need to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. If he does not show up, it could not look good for the Cavs. This year has been all Philly so far, with the Eagles winning the Super Bowl and Villanova winning the NCAA National Championship. The 76ers could be the next team to spark a deep playoff run because it is not looking good for the Flyers. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid will be two major key factors for the 76ers to make this deep playoff run. For the Western Conference, my picks are Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets. Golden State will have trouble finding their groove without Stephen Curry for the first round, but I believe that they will be able to make it to the conference finals as long as Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson step up. The Houston Rockets have had a great season and are not planning to end a playoff run soon. James Harden will need to step up and make big plays to make it to the conference finals. In the end, my picks are the Rockets and the 76ers in an intense battle that will ultimately lead to the Rockets winning the NBA Finals and MVP James Harden leading them. My Rookie of the Year pick is Ben Simmons. He has been outstanding this year and didn't disappoint any fans. Looking ahead to the NBA draft, I would like to recognize a person I know from back near my hometown, Lonnie Walker IV. He's coming out of Miami, and I think he could be a steal late lottery pick. His work ethic and athleticism puts him ahead of a lot of the people in the draft, and I think whoever drafts him will have a great rookie. That's my picks for the NBA postseason and awards. If you want to tweet us your ideas, you can follow us on Twitter at CUTV_PA. For Cal UTV, I'm Devin Garina.
As mentioned earlier, fishing season is just getting underway. But before you head out, make sure you have a fishing license. Purchasing a license is a very simple process. You can visit a local business that sells them or purchase one online. Search www.pa.wildlifelicense.com and select the Purchase the Fishing License prompt. The process is only 4 steps long and the license can be printed once completed. To save some time, have a form of ID and payment method handy before beginning. The company known as Topgolf is bringing an exciting activity to the city of Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. The company has teamed up with Heinz Field to let Steel City football fans tee off onto the field. Topgolf Crush will be starting on June 8th, and fans can purchase tee times through the 10th. Tickets range from $10 for a day pass, general admission, which ranges from $55 to $65, and $200 for a VIP all-day pass. Food and drinks will be served, and live music will be on site. For more details on the event, as well as an opportunity to purchase tickets, visit www.heinzfield.com. This Saturday, the California Vulcans football team will be having their annual football spring game. The event is slated to kick off at 1 p.m. The Vulcans are looking to get the ball rolling for this upcoming season after a 9-win campaign last year that ended with an NCAA regional playoff berth. The forecast looks great with a high of 66 degrees and cloud cover, but unfortunately a 50% chance of rain is possible. However, if you're looking for a fun day, make the trip up to Adamson Stadium. Finally, let's take a look at the upcoming events for the Vulcans. The baseball team begins the weekend with 2 contests against Gannon in Erie County at 1 and 3 p.m. Saturday, they return home for 2 more games against the Golden Knights at 1 and 3 p.m. as well. These games will be live on CUTV Sports 1, dependent on weather. The softball team takes on Gannon as well on Saturday in their own doubleheader at 1 and 3 p.m. Women's tennis travels to Salem University in West Virginia for a match on Friday at 3 p.m. The track and field teams travel to Alderson Broaddus University in West Virginia for a meet on Saturday. Finally, the women's golf team will travel to the Gannon Spring Invitational on Sunday, which wraps up on Monday. We've got some big high school football news here. Aliquippa legendary coach Mike Zalamancic has left as he was let go from Aliquippa, and he is now going to take the reins at Ringgold.
Yeah, that's huge news just because of the prolific experience that he's had with Aliquippa and now going to an experience program in Ringgold. They have some tough competition in their conference, so that's going to be a big add for Ringgold and see what he can really do to turn around that program.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's going to be very exciting to see, and hopefully we do some high school football games at Ringgold this year, or at least feature them.
Yes, we definitely will, and look forward to a high school roundup for that coming later on next semester. Well, thank you, Colin, and thank you for joining us tonight on CUTV News Center.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at CUTV News Center and our Twitter page at CUTV_PA.
Don't forget that the Cal Times will be publishing a new edition of the newspaper in 1 week across campus. Also be sure to tune in to 91.9 FM WCAL in your car or online by visiting sai.calu.edu/WCAL.
Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your evening.